Hi everyone. Hello Blue Wolf. Nice name by the way. Blue Wolf. Okay, let's begin. على بركة الله. Our lesson today is about work, jobs. Alright. Where do you work? This is the first question. Where do you work? First question for today. Where do you work? We have WH word where, which means أين. Okay? So let's begin with this. Show you the notes. Where is أين in French? Où. Okay? And of course in English we ask questions with do you. Okay? Do you work? The verb is work. Travailler. عمل. أين تعمل? Where do you work? What do you speak? Okay, to study. Alright. Do you remember these words? WH words. Great. Hello Firas Mrabat. Hello Shayma Rawan, I think. Hasnat Well. And others, including Suhail, the new language, long, etc. Good. Now let's begin with this, with vocabulary. As you know, this is beginner lesson number 14. Clear? Donc هذه حصة رقم 14 للمبتدئين. So for beginners I usually use Arabic. نستعمل العربية الدارجة العامية للمبتدئين. اوكي. كاين دروس كاين مستويات اخرين اللي واجدين بحال intermediate and advanced. Hello خوله. Hello منصفي. My faithful students, my faithful online students. Glad to see you again. We hope this time we keep on the right track, inshallah. Okay, on a consistent track. Hello, Amin Crafts. Hi, Sensei. Alright, so let's begin ala barakatillah. So we say, where do you work? So this is what we are going to do today. Discuss jobs, مناقشة الأعمال ولا الوظائف, workplaces, أماكن العمل, using simple present. نستعملوا simple present لحد الآن مازال كنستعملوا الحاضر. اوكي لأن كنهضروا اون جينيرال كنقدموا راسنا اون جينيرال. using WH questions. اوكي اللي بغينا نراجعوا زعما WH questions اللي معروفين. كاين what ماذا. اوكي who من how كيف when متى and where أين. okay. Okay, we discuss opinions نحاولوا إلا وصلنا للopinions يعني الآراء تعبير الآراء about jobs using to be plus adjective and to be plus noun. okay. حنا نشوفوا هادشي كيفاش غنوصفوا ونعبروا على الآراء ديالنا على واحد العدد من الأعمال. Okay, let's begin with the first activity, word power. Word power. So match the jobs with the pictures. ولكن قبل ما نعطيكم فرصة فين تملؤوا الفراغ نسمعوا الكلمات بالإنجليزية. اوكي باش تكونوا مولفين على pronunciation إن شاء الله. اوكي. Good. So let's begin على بركة الله. Here I will play the audio and you repeat after yourselves. Okay, you repeat every word I show you here. Okay, let's begin. Let's go.
Unit 8. Where do you work? Page 50. Exercise 1. Word power. Jobs. Part A. Match the jobs with the pictures. Then listen and practice. 1,
J. Police officer.
2,
O. Taxi driver.
3,
P. Vendor.
4, G. Host. 5, N. Server. 6, D. Chef. 7,
K. Receptionist.
8,
A. Accountant.
9,
I. Office manager.
10, F. Front desk clerk. 11, B. Bellhop. 12, H. Nurse. 13,
E. Doctor.
14,
L. Salesperson.
15,
C. Cashier.
16, M. Security guard.
Please try to use the maximum audio quality. حاولوا ديروا لا كاليتي لا بلو هوت في لا فيديو باش يبان لكم. انا اصلا كندير ستريمين ديال الهاي كواليتي. اوكي دونك خصك ضروري انت تتحكم في لا كاليتي ديال الفيديو. يعني الا خليتي اوتوماتيك راه غيمشي على حساب لو دي بي عندك في الدار. اللي كان الناس كانت لا فيلمي خدامه بالانترنت راه بيان سور غادي مينيميزي الكاليتي باش يمشي على مع الديبي. دونك سكيفي واحد يختار لا ميور كاليتي. اوكي راه لا ميور كاليتي هي اللي نصيفط لكم انايا. وباش تمشوا معنا لايف راه باغفوا انت كتبقى اون روتار اون ريكول سكيفي تقدروا تبركوا على لايف باش تمشوا معنا اون ميم طون. واخا فوالا. دونك هنا شفنا بعض الاعمال. اوكي بعض الوظائف. we have accountant محاسب doctor طبيب office manager security guard etc. okay so if we look at the pictures number 1 this is what a police officer. Number 2 what is number 2 it's a taxi driver. Number 3 look at this person here. What is he doing? What is he selling? He's selling sweeties, I think. He is a vendor or salesperson. Vendor, like French. Vendeur. Okay. Number 4 host. Yani visitor. ضيف. When you go to a coffee تمشي للكوفي you receive you are a customer you are a host. okay good very good. Dunya Nasri is following with us. So number 5 who is number 5? Look at this person. Number 5 is a server or waiter. Server or server, yes, server or waiter. Don't say serveur, it's server with ER in the end, ER. Good. Number 6, where is 6? Yes. If you can see here, he is a chef. This person here who is cooking is a chef. So every restaurant has a chef and a server. Okay, let's go to the office. This is an office. Number 7 is a receptionist. He receives messages. Il reçoit les messages. 8 is an accountant, محاسب. Yes, blue wolf, customer, very good. 8 is an accountant. And 9 is an office manager. Good. Okay, let's go to the hotel. Hotel hall. No, Shema, it's not a cooker. Cooker is a utensil, is a material you use to cook. You know, in French, this is a cooker. But the person is a cook or chef. Yeah. Now look at number 10. Number 10 is a front desk clerk. You can call it this person clerk. Okay, a front desk, which means front office. Okay. 11 is a bell hop. This person, bell. You know, we have the word bell. You know bell? Bell يعني الناقوس, if you like. Bell. فحالي نقول لكم subscribe and hit the bell, يعني click على الناقوس. So this person, whenever he hears the bell, he comes to you. Une fois كيسمع الناقوس كيجي للخدمة ديالك. ليها تتسمى bell hop. bell hop. وشو معنى هوب؟ هوب هي كتنقز بالزربه، يعني غير تصوني عليه يجي عندك فيت في، اللي كتسمى bell hop. Good. Alright, let's move on to another workplace. What is this workplace? Any idea? Yes, very good, Shema. Bell is a jaras. Okay, look at this workplace. What is this place? Exactly, a hospital. Alright, it's a hospital. Alright, now, who is person 12? Is a nurse. And 13 is a doctor. She is a doctor. Let's move to a different workplace. What do we call this? It's a clothes shop. A clothes shop. Alright, we have 3 people here. Number 14 is a salesperson. You know salesperson? الكلمة فيها sales person. So, sales, bien sûr, person, personne, شخص. And sales يعني donc salesperson كتعطينا البائع. salesperson ولا salesman. بائع والكوميرسيال. Okay, clear? Yes, very good. So we have clothes shop, security guard. Good, Shema Idris. The next one is a security guard. But before security guard, 15 is a cashier. Le caissier. Moulat la caisse. cashier جاية من cash. Okay, cash which means money. نقود. So cashier. Okay, and 16 is a security guard. Okay, so far so good. Okay, what's next? Ask questions about the people in part A. What are their jobs? Okay, so whenever you want to know someone's job, نكتب تعرف العمل ديال شي شخص, you always say what does she do. For example, 13, what does she do? Okay, she's a doctor. She's a doctor. 12, what does he do? لأنه مذكر, ثم عقلين. دونك اللي تفرجوا في الفيديوهات من 1 حتى 13 راه شفنا هاد المسائل. What does he do? دونك الانسر تكون he is ماشي she is. is masculine, هو مذكر. So what does he do? He is a nurse. He is a nurse. Okay, if we go up a little bit, look at number 1. What does she do? What does she do? She is a police officer. She is a police officer. Number 6. What does he do? He is a chef. He is a chef. Good. يلا شوف تعقلوا. 11. What does he do? What does he do? He is a bell hop. Exactly, he is a bell hop. A bell hop. Good. So that's it for this page. We continue to the next page. Okay, alright, look here. We have who works in these places. What does it look like, Amina? What does it look like? This is lesson number 14. We're talking about jobs and workplaces. Alright, so just follow with us. If you have just come, you're welcome. So who works in these places? Complete the chart, okay, from exercise 1, which we've seen in exercise 1. Add one more job to each list. A doctor works in a hospital. A nurse works in a hospital too. يلا حطوا معايا هنايا عندنا work, the verb work. Bien sûr, اللي بغينا نصرفوا verb work كيف ما شفنا قبل. verb work شنو عندنا؟ I work, you work. Okay, is it clear? One moment, please. Okay, so as I said, I work, you work, he, she, we, you, they. So we have singular and plural. I work, he works, S. Okay, sorry for that. Works, we work, you work, they work. So pay attention here. Here we need the S. Okay. Alright. That's why هنا a doctor works in a hospital. A nurse works in a hospital too. Now I will give you 6 minutes. أنا أعطيكم واحد 6 دقائق. شنو غديروا فيها؟ أتعطوني شكون اللي كيخدم في الأوفيس. جيبوا من هذوك الكلمات اللي فسرت لكم ولا كان عندكم شي عمل اخر وظفوه حتى هو. who works in a store متجر. who works in a store نتوما تعطيونا غير الاسماء. بحال هنا who works in a hospital. a doctor works in a hospital. a nurse works in a hospital. شنو معنى in؟ هي في، هذا ظرف مكان. in a hospital هو المستشفى. اوكي حابة تقول a teacher works in a school. in a school. اوكي la même chose في الهوتيل. who works in a hotel. okay so send me your messages in your live chat. live chat صيفطوا لي الاجوبه ديالكم ابخي نقراهم عليكم. اذا كان عندكم شي اضافه اضيفوها. اوكي يلا جو اون. حاولوا تصيفطوا لي اجوبه بطريقه مفهومه. alright are you ready so take 6 minutes. I think it's enough for you. Go on. Okay, I can see answers. I can see answers from different persons. Okay, so who was the first one? So Hind Launi says a bellhop works in a hotel. Right. Shema says an administrative assistant works in the office. Good. Administrative assistant يعني مساعدة إدارية. Ashraf, a director, works in an office. Good. Hind, an assistant works in an office. Good. Amina, a secretary works in the office. Shema, registered nurses work in the hotel. Registered nurses work, not works, because plural. Ashraf, as director and the assistant work in an office. C'est très bien, عندنا assistant and the director, two persons. Znou, language or long. A director works in an office, a manager works in an office. Amina, an accountant works in an office. Good. Shayma, an attending physician works in the hospital. Blue Wolf, accountant manager works in the office. What else? Director, people who work at the office. So the people who works in the office are accounts manager, office manager, accountants, assistant, director, etc. So Fatima says in an office, secretary, accountant. Very good. Yeah. So you have good answers, of course. An executive assistant, and accounts manager, and office manager, and account clerk, and administrative assistant, and receptionist. All of them work in the office. Very good. Excellent. You can add to the store. A commercial works in the store. Salesperson works in the store. Salesman, cashier, etc. Very good. Now, ask and answer who questions about jobs. Use these words. Wears a uniform, sits all day, stands all day, works with a team, talks to people, works hard, works at night, makes a lot of money. Let me explain these terms because they are interesting. So, let's go to wears a uniform. You know, wears is the verb s'habiller. Il s'habille. Wear a uniform. Uniform هي an uniform. يعني واحد السترة ولا واحد نوع من ملابس خاصة بهذاك العمل. So who يعني من. Who wears a uniform? Who wears a uniform؟ بحال اللي شفنا هنا نقدروا نشوفوا هنا في الطابلو هنا في conversation. Who wears a uniform? A police officer wears a uniform. Bien sûr ماشي غير police officer. Also a security guard wears a uniform too. A doctor wears a uniform too. A nurse wears a uniform too. Okay? Good. Now, another one. Who sits all day, in your opinion? Who sits all day? أتعطوني جمل لحد الآن. En même temps. Who sits all day? مثلا you write, for example, a secretary sits all day. A secretary bien sûr أنا كنستعملو singular يعني نستعملو sit plus s. sits اوكي باين فرقتها باش تعقلوا عليها. all day يعطوني جمل بحال هكا. اوكي. Who sits all day? اوكي انا نسين الاجوبه ديالكم ونمشي معكم نكمل معكم. Who stands all day? Who stands all day? stand زعما الوقوف. Who stands all day? عطوني جمل في اللايف تشات. اوكي مثلا who stands all day نقول مثلا a teacher stands all day ولا a security guard sits all day stands all day. An accountant sits all day. Good, Blue Wolf. Sit هي s'asseoir هي يجلس. I sit, you sit, he sits, she sits. حتى نقولوا sit down. Okay, hint? So, for example, a secretary sits all day. La secrétaire. Elle s'assoit toute la journée. دول المعنى ديالها. يعني كاتبة تجلس يعني طيلة اليوم. Okay, now. Who works with a team? Who works? Qui travaille with, avec, مع a team, فريق. Who works with a team? An employee stands all day at work. Good, Blue Wolf. A football player, هشرح السيف. A football player works with a team. Yes, because a football player is a job. Alright? Is it clear now? Now, who talks to people? Who talks to people? من يتحدث مع الناس. I talk to you. أتحدث معك. أو you talk, he talks, she talks. Fatima says a nurse works at night. Yes, واخا مازال مصناش ليها. Talks to people, works hard, travaille dur. يعمل بجد. Who works hard? Who works at night? من يعمل ليلا. Who works at night? Who makes a lot of money? Who makes a lot of money يعني كي دخل بزاف الفلوس. make بحال قلتي كيخلق فرص زعما انه للربح. Okay? An engineer works with a team. A military person sits all day. A buyer talks to people all day. Buyer or seller? لأن عندنا buyer هو المشتري. Okay, we have buyer زبون. We have seller بائع. نقدروا نسميو salesman ولا sales woman ولا sales person tout simplement. Clear? Donc واقيلا بغيت تقصدي blue wolf بغيت تقصدي a seller talks to people all day. Yes, Zeno. A doctor works with a team. A doctor works with a team. Very good. Very nice. Okay. Now let's move on. What does he do? What does he do? This is a conversation. Okay, between يعني conversation هذا حوار بين Jordan and Alicia. Jordan and Alicia. Alright. So listen and practice, please. تسمعوا وديروا لا براتيك. Okay. For example, look here.
Page 51. Exercise 3. Conversation. What does he do? Listen and practice.
Where does your brother work?
Okay, so you repeat on your own.
Conversation. What does he do? Listen and practice.
Where does your brother work? In a hotel. Oh,
In a hotel.
really? My brother works in a hotel too. He's an accountant.
Good.
How does he like it? He hates it. He doesn't like the manager. That's too bad. What hotel does he work for?
You just repeat. غير عاود داكشي اللي كيتقال.
The plaza. That's funny. My brother works there too. Oh, that's interesting. What does he do? Actually, he's the manager.
Good. So let me explain. دابا حاولتوا تعاودوا شي حاجة اللي ربما ما فهمتوش. سي با غراف باش تزعموا على اللغة وتسروا عليها شوية. Okay, where does your brother work? يعني where does he work? هذا this person. Where does he work? Okay? Alicia in a hotel. يعني هذيك كتسول على الأخ ديالها. Where does he work? In a hotel. في فندق. Okay? Oh, really? C'est vrai? حقا? My brother works in a hotel too. يعني أنا الأخ ديالي my brother works يعمل in a hotel too. عقلت على too أيضا. وحدات شنو العمل ديالو؟ He's an accountant. هو محاسب. He's an accountant. Okay? How does he like it? يعني كيفاش كيجي هاد العمل هذا؟ لأي درجة تبغي العمل ديالو؟ How does he like it? Like. فهمت؟ نقول لكم فيديو like the video etc. He hates it. يعني كيكره العمل ديالو. He hate هو العكس ديال love. دونك إلا بغينا conjuguer love في present simple نقولوا I love, you love, he loves, she loves, it الغير العاقل loves هذا singular plural we love, you love, they love. Okay? Hate العكس ديال love. I, you hate. He hates. بحال هنايا. She hates. It hates. We hate, you hate, and they hate. So he hates it. يعني he doesn't like. He doesn't like what or who. He doesn't like the manager. Yes, you can also say like. Good. Or dislike. Dislike, you mean blue wolf, right? Anyway, he doesn't like the manager. ما عندوش مع المانجر. شنو قالت لي أليشيا? That's too bad. bad هي العكس ديال good. That's bad. هذا سيء. زعما زهرو خايب. That's too bad. تقول too bad زعما very bad. هذا سيء جدا. والسؤال what hotel does he work for? What hotel أي فندق does he work for كامل من أجله ولا يعمل كامل فيه. The plaza دي سمية ديال الهوتيل. The plaza. اوكي أليشا that's funny. هذا مضحك. That's funny. أنتم تعرفوا علاش قلت that's funny علاش مضحك. علاش قلت my brother works there too. أخ ديالي works there. there هي هنالك. فين؟ في البلازا الهوتيل too أيضا. مازال ما عرفنا شنو المضحك. حنا غادي نتعرفوا على شنو المضحك في هذه القصة. شو قالت لي جوردن oh that's interesting. هذا سي انتريسون. هذا شيء مهم ولا مفاجأة زوينة. شنو العمل ديال خوك؟ what does he do؟ بحال شفنا قبيله. actually يعني actuellement حاليا he is the manager. هو المانجر اللي خوك ما تيحملش. هو المانجر ما كيحملش. شي على situation. Okay, so you listen again. تسمعوا مرة أخرى to the whole conversation and then we continue.
Page 51. Exercise 3. Conversation. What does he do? Listen and practice.
Where does your brother work? In a hotel. Oh, really? My brother works in a hotel too. He's an accountant. How does he like it? He hates it. He doesn't like the manager. That's too bad. What hotel does he work for? The Plaza. That's funny. My brother works there too. Oh, that's interesting. What does he do? Actually, he's the manager.
اوكي دونك دابا غادي نعاودو نسمعوا ليها جمله بجمله وحاولوا تغيبيتو. مثلا ملي غيبدا لا كونفرساسيون شكون اللي كيبدا لا كونفرساسيون جوردن.
Conversation. What does he do? Listen and practice.
listen and practice. اسمع و practice هي دير الممارسه ديالك باللغه. عاودها قراها.
Where does your brother work?
تعاودها. where does your brother work? Where does your brother work? سرب شويه ما تزربش. Where does your brother work? زربة تجي من بعد. Where does your brother work? أنا خليكم فرصة في تعاودوها ثلاث المرات. أوكي باش تعودوا على الإنجليزية. أوكي يلا we repeat.
Page 51. Exercise 3. Conversation. What does he do? Listen and practice.
Where does your brother work? In a hotel.
Listen and practice.
Where does your brother work? In a hotel. Oh, really? My brother works in a hotel too. He's an accountant. How does he like it? He hates it. He doesn't like the manager. Works in a hotel too. He's an accountant. How does he like it? He hates it. He doesn't like the manager. That's too bad. What hotel does he work for? The Plaza. That's funny. What hotel does he work for? The Plaza. That's funny. My brother works there too. Oh, that's interesting. What does he do? Actually, he's the manager.
Very nice. Now دابا نديرو حاجة أخرى. The computer is Jordan. Okay. نتوما تكونوا أليشيا. يعني غتمشيو مع لا كونفرساسيون غتسمعوا غير جوردن نتوما تلعبوا الدور ديال أليشيا. Okay. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Page 51. Exercise 3. Conversation. What does he do? Listen and practice.
Where does your brother work? My brother works in a hotel too. He hates it. He doesn't like the manager. The Plaza. Oh, that's interesting. What does he do?
I don't know if you did it properly. I repeat, so again. You are Alicia. Let's repeat.
Page 51. Exercise 3. Conversation. What does he do? Listen and practice.
Where does your brother work? Oh, really? My brother works in a hotel too. He's an accountant. He hates it. He doesn't like the manager. The Plaza. Oh, that's interesting. What does he do?
Alright, that's it for this acting out. Acting the dialogue out. Yes, bien sûr. ولكن لا, where does your brother work? هذيك where your brother works ممكن في الانفورمال اوكي في المتداول ولكن غالبا where كتبع does ولا do. Okay, where do you work? Where does he work? Okay, where does your brother work? Where your brother works كتجي شوية بحال الفرنسي. Okay. Hello, this is my student. Fine. You're welcome. Of course I do remember you. I always remember good students like you. Yes, Ashraf, question. Ask. If you have questions, you ask me, no problem. In a few moments, we are going to look at this table. It's about simple present WH questions. Then we do some practice for those who like grammar. Alright, so the simple present WH questions. Peut-être le tableau va répondre à vos questions. Okay, we'll answer your questions. Donc, a present simple. Donc, كيفاش كنسولو في present simple. Where do you work? لا does كتدل على ايش؟ إمكانية فعل الشيء. نو ها احنا نشوفو في الطابلو. لاحظوا معايا في الطابلو. Where do you work? You انت. In hospital. Where do you work? أين تعمل؟ هذا كي لخص هادشي اللي شفنا لحد الآن اليوم. In a hospital. Where? أين؟ What do you do? What do you do? I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. How do you like it? I really like it. I really like it. Okay? تعطي رأي ديالك البريفرنس ديالك. Okay. Number 2 هنا غنهضروا على he ولا she. Where does he work? In a hotel. What does he do? He's a manager. How does he like it? It's okay. In between. Okay? Donc, where ديما كتجي من بعدها do ولا does. Yeah, same to me. You're welcome. Now we use the pronoun they. نقولوا where do they. Yes, does كتقال في he و she. ما تبقى كنديروا do. فهمت هنا شوفوا they قلنا where do they work in an office. What do they do? They are accountants. Okay? How do they like it? بنعرف في الأمثلة درنا دوز اكستريم like وال dislike or neutral. هنا it's a neutral. Okay, is this clear? دونك اللي بغينا غير نشرح لكم شي شويه اكثر وانتبهوا معايا مزيان الله يرضي عليكم لان هذه من الفرص اللي ما كتضيعش في سميتو في ليكسبليكاسيون ديال لي طون كيفاش تسالوا سورتو لي كيسيون. دونك الا لاحظتوا معايا هنا نحاول نفسر لكم. عندنا في الانجليش affirmative تنقولوا مثلا I work, you work, he works, she works. ديما ترجعوا للطابلو ديالكم. it works لغير عاقل. اوكي هذا المفرد، هذو كاملين مفرد. نمشيو للجمع. we work, you work, they work. مثلا I work in a hospital. You work in a police station. You work in a police station. He works in a hotel. She works in a hotel. مثلا هذا الغير عاقل. It works fine. Then computer. it works fine. We work in school. You work الجمع in casino. They work in company شركة. Okay, you're welcome. وي بيان سور اللي شو قبل راه كاين هادشي، المهم ماشي مشكل نعاودو نراجعو. اوكي دابا بغينا نطرحو سؤال، نقولو do you work in a hospital؟ ولا do I؟ هنا do you work in a police station؟ Does he work in a kindergarten? No, he doesn't. Does she work in a police station? No, she doesn't. علاش? Because she works in a hotel. She works in a hotel. Does it work fine? Yes, it does. Okay, is it clear? We work. Do we work in a police station? No, we don't. We work in a school. Do you work? No, I didn't. No, I don't. Do you work in a hospital? No. You work in a casino. Do they work in a police station? No, they work in a... هادو دابا هنا شنو درت هنا؟ هنا درت حطيت لكم do زائد subject زائد الverb اللي حنا دابا خدامين عليه. اوكي سكلار تبين معايا؟ هادي كتسمى yes no question، يعني الجواب يكون yes ولا no. فهمتي تنقول مثلا you speak English. Do you speak English؟ هذيك do ضرورية. Does he speak English? Does she speak English? Does she speak Chinese? etc. الو دابا حنا بغينا نكونو نستعمل questions اللي شفنا هنايا اللي قلت لكم في اول حصة where what when who etc. هادو ساهل نوظفوهم. غير شنو هي؟ شوف القاعدة do زائد الفاعل زائد الفعل. هنا بغينا نوظفوهم نديرو WH في لو ديبي وصافي، ولكن المعلومة خصها تبدل. مثلا نقول هنا where do I work، غنحيد هاد in تاتا. where do I work؟ where do you work؟ clear؟ علاش هنا ماشي كنبغي نتاكد من شي حاجه، باغي تعطيني المعلومه من الديبار، منبقاش ندوفيني. do you work in a hospital؟ تقول لي no. do you work in a school؟ تقول لي no. do you work in a hotel or in a restaurant؟ no. نجيك انا من الاخر نقول لك where do you work؟ تقول لي I work in a police station. اوكي دوك هادو كاملين نحولوهم ل WH questions كاملين. so where does he work؟ نحيدو in. where does she work؟ okay. where ولا هنا حاجة أخرى، هنا هضرناش على المكان، هضرنا على الكيفية. how قلنا it works fine. how does it work؟ okay. شو plural؟ where do we work؟ okay. where do you work؟ and finally where do they work? Is it clear? اوكي نرجعو للطابلو ديالنا. هادشي اللي قلنا. where does he work? where do they work? جاوب هنا نيشان. in a hospital ولا they work in a hospital. hospital هنا. he works in a hotel. هنا they work in an office. clear? what do you do? do العمل ماذا تفعل؟ I'm a doctor. What does he do? He's a manager. What do they do? They are accountant. يعني هذيك شوفوا where ولا what ولا how تبعها do هنا does حيت عندنا هي هنا عاوتاني عندنا they نركزوا على هاد الجمل الأسئلة الوسط نحيدو هي نديرو شي شنو تولي where does she work فين كتخدم what does she do شنو كدير how does she like it اوكي نبدلو حنا كاع هذيك نديرو حميد where does حميد work what does حميد do how does حميد like it ونمشيو ونديرو وئام where does وئام work she works in a hotel what does she do she is a manager how does وئام like okay for her it's okay for وئام clear دابا انا نعطيكم واحد ليكزيرسيس شنو فيه complete the conversations then practice with a partner دابا vous allez compléter هاد la conversation 1 2 3 4 نتمنى يكون ما شفتوش الجواب حيت عندنا دابا كاين شي مشكل واش كلشي باين فوالا نتمنى كلشي واضح مومنت عندنا واحد المثال هنا number 1 what does your sister do دوك هذاك الفراغ my sister is a teacher شنو نديرو هنايا does she قلنا it's difficult but she loves it هنا غنقولو how does she like it how does she like it how جاوب okay قلنا what does your sister do my sister she's a teacher how does she like it it's difficult but she loves it يلا حاولوا ديروا number 2 3 and number 4 I give you 6 minutes okay take 6 minutes Okay, time is up. I can see some good answers. لي أجوبة مزيانين عند البعض. For example, Fatima, where does your brother work? ممكن، ولكن شنو شفنا احنا اليوم؟ Yes, where does your brother work? Very good. Yes, where does your brother work? Exactly. حيت بانوا شي وحدين كتبوا where does your brother do? No, that's what does your brother do. لكن عندنا شنو عندنا في الجواب؟ عندنا in an office يعني هنا كنسولو على workplace. إذا كنا كنسولو على workplace نقولو where does he work. كنا كنسولو على job العمل نقولو what does he do. Okay. Donc where does your brother ما كملتيش حسنا. where does your brother work. فاطمة you are right. après شنو how does he like it. he doesn't really like it. اوكي دونك الجواب ديالكم صحيح. اوكي دونك ها هي لا ريبونس ديال رقم جوج. اوكي clear. اوكي number 3 hint. where do your parents لا ماشي where لأن شنو لا ريبونس اللي كانت. oh I guess they like them. I guess أظن they like them عاجبينهم سميتو الخدامي ديالهم لوغ بولو. دونك شنو نقولو؟ ماشي where do your parents ماشي what does your okay what do you do. لا بلاش خلينا من number 4. number 3 هنا خص يكون how do your parents like their jobs. هي هادي بحال هادي how do they like it. how do they like them حيت jobs عندنا الجمع. how do they like their jobs. how do your parents like their jobs. good أشرف. very good. I guess they like them عاجبينهم خداميهم. they like them. I don't remember بقيتش عاقل يعني بقيتش عاقل على العمل ديالهم. do they in a big hospital يعني هنا عندنا workplace شنو نديرو. I don't remember do they in a big hospital. دونك هنا عندنا workplace شنو خصكم ديرو. what do they do. wolf حيت لا ريبونس ماشي they are doctors. كون كنديشن they are doctors نقولو what do they do. هنا ياس العوني عند حسن طويل. where do they work. where do they work. in a big hospital they are doctors. in a big hospital they are doctors. هي لا ريبونس. okay. how do your parents like their jobs. where do they work. okay number 4 déjà فاطمة عطتنا une réponse. what do you do. yes what do you do. yes very good Wolf and hint. okay look here. what do you do. I'm a student. I see. they are great and we express like they are great. I mean my classes are great. okay حصص ديالي رائعين. I like them a lot. yes Ashraf I don't remember where do they work. good. so what about number 4. شنو نديرو في number 4. Any idea? Yes, Ashraf, good. I see. How do you like your classes? How do you like your classes? They are great. هنا في الأول عندنا what do you do? What do you do? Okay, this is number 4. What do you do? I'm a student. I see. How do you like your classes? They are great. How do you like your live lessons? You tell me. So now we move to another activity, the one before the last. Ask questions about these people. Where do they work? What do they do? How do they like their job? How do they like their job? For example, look at number 1. Let's make the picture big. So where do you think this place is? You can see this is a teacher, these are students, so this is class in a school, okay? And the teacher, this person is Jeff. Look here. Good, very good, Leonie and Safi. You are active tonight. Jody, this is Jody, and she works in an office, right? It looks like an office. Yes, exactly. And here, Chad and Tracy, يعني درنا الجمع باش نشوفوا كيفاش تخدموا الجمع. They work in a clothes shop. In a clothes shop. Good, Leonie, good way. Now, you write questions. اكتبوا أسئلة, conversation dialogue. ديروا أسئلة. مثلا, where does Chad work? Where does Chad work? He works in a. نتوما غطرحوا 3 أنواع الأسئلة لمختلف أشخاص. ديروا نتوما 2 personnes ولا 3 personnes. Where do they work? دونك استعملتي جودي تقول where does Jody work. استعملتي Jeff where does Jeff work في حالة Chad. وتستعمل جوج تقول where do Chad and Tracy work. What do they do ولا what does he do. What does she do. How do they like it. How does she like it. How does he like it. أنا أعطيكم واحد I give you 10 minutes or less. Let's say 8 minutes. ديروا لي كونفرساسيون فيها A B واحد يطرح سؤال الآخر كيجاوب على الأجوبة. Okay. Yes, for example, Leonie, where does Jeff work? In a school. He works in a school. Okay. So you write and we share afterwards. Take 8 minutes. Okay, I can see answers, but I need to comment on the answers. Okay, so for example, what was the first intervention? Yes. Hind asks question, where does Jeff work? Where does Jeff work? So Jeff works in, Hasna says, in a school. Kane, how do you like your classes? That's before, okay. Hind, what does Jeff what does Jeff he do? No, you choose either Jeff or he. What does Jeff do? He is a teacher. Okay. And Fatima says, where does Jody work? Good. دوك أنا ما قالش فاطمة where does Jody she work. لا، حدا فيهم يا where does she work ولا where does Jody work، ولكن خصها تستعمل الاسم باش نعرفها لما كتهضر. Where does Jody work? She works in an office. Good. Blue Wolf. Okay. How does he like it? I don't know. He just like it. About who? Jeff, he looks happy, right? How does he like it? He likes it very much, or he just likes it. Okay. Ashraf, Safi, where do Chad and Tracy work? Very good. They work in a clothes store. You use in, fi. Hind, where does Jody work? She works in an office. What does she do? She's an assistant, maybe, or a manager. And how does she like it? She hates it. Can you see? She's not happy, she's crazy. She has become crazy. Hasna Twail, where does Jody work? How does she like it? Okay, give me answer. Blue Wolf, where does Tracy work? She works in a clothes shop. Very good. Hind, where do Chad and Tracy work? They work in a store. What do Chad and Tracy do? They are salespersons. Good. So your answers are very good. You're welcome, Amina Atmani. Okay. Now, last but not least, pronunciation, and we finish this session. Okay. Reduction of do. ندوزو reduction of do يعني نصرتو هذيك do ما تبقاش تسمع. Okay. So listen, then we discuss. اسمعوا ونناقشوا.
Pronunciation. Reduction of do. Listen and practice. Notice the reduction of do.
Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do?
Of do. Listen and practice. Notice the reduction of do.
Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do?
Clear? You don't say where do you work. Don't say do you. Where do you work? Where do you work? Like you have do. What do you do? What do you do? Don't say what do you do. What do you do? Where do they work? Where do they work? What do they do? What do they do? Is it clear? I repeat. No problem here. No problem. Repeat again.
Reduction of do. Listen and practice. Notice the reduction of do.
Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do?
Okay? I will give you 6 minutes. I need you to read these questions, okay, in WhatsApp. حاولوا تقراو هاد الأسئلة في الواتساب. أبخي غندوز الأصوات ديالكم في اللايف، اوكي؟ دونك هادي غتكون آخر بارتيسيباسيون، اوكي، من هاد الدرس هذا. دونك هاهما عندكم هاد لي كيسيون. حاولوا تكونوا حتى الأجوبة، ولكن تقوا مزيان السؤال ديالكم. ما تقولوش where do you work. Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do? اوكي، وعطوني دي ريبونس. تركزوا غير على الأمثلة اللي عندنا هنايا فوق، اوكي، الكونتكست ديالنا فوق. اوكي، so I'm waiting for your answers. انا كنساين الأجوبة ديالكم في واتساب. صيفطوا لي لي زوديو ونسمعهم اونصومبل هنا باش كان شي رومارك نقولها لكم. Okay, so take 6 minutes to receive, pour recevoir les réponses. Okay, let's listen to your friends. I have Ashraf, one of my students this year. Okay, let's listen to Ashraf.
Where do you work?
Okay, I hope it's clear to you. One moment, sorry. I will repeat. Sorry for the problem. I have Ashraf, maybe Hasna, and another participant. Make it clearer. So let's repeat with Ashraf.
Where do you work?
I hope it's clear because the voice is not so.
I am a student. What do you do? I study. What do you do?
Very good. Answer.
I study.
Good. Alright, next Hasna. Let's listen to Hasna.
What do you work? What do you do?
Yes.
What do you work?
What
What
do
do
you
you
work?
do?
Don't say walk. Say what do you work? What do you work? What do you work? Very good, Hasna and Ashraf. Very nice. I don't have other participations, so thank you very much for being here tonight. We will continue inshallah next time with lesson number 14. Okay, so don't forget to like the video and you subscribe in case you didn't, and you hit the bell inshallah. Okay, and you hit the bell. So thank you very much and see you next time inshallah. Thank you for being here, especially Blue Wolf, Hasna, Ashraf, Ziyad, Hind, Amina, Fatima, Kane, Blue Wolf, and the others. Okay? Have a nice evening. Take care.
Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do? Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do?
Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do? Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do? Where do you work? What do you do? Where do they work? What do they do?
Where do you work? I'm work in a hospital. What do you do? I'm a nurse. Where do they work? They work in a hotel. What do they do? There is a service room and bellhop.